Well, it is a change of scenery for sure for the Pacers, but it's still a home series nonetheless. Welcome into the Pacers Sports Network right here on the William Peace Athletics YouTube page. We're out here at Ting Park in Holly Springs, North Carolina, where your Pacers will be taking on the pride of Piedmont College. This is series number 2 of USA South play for your Pacers in 2020. As they come into this one today with a 9-4 record. They're 1-2 in USA South play, their first series of USA South play on the road last weekend against Greensboro College, where they went 1-2. As Sam Petticord on the mound tonight, first for the Pacers, throws ball number 1 outside. Ball 2 outside as well. Wes Snyder, the first hitter up tonight for Piedmont. And now this one inside by Petticord, just a bit. Close call there, but now 3-0 to get things, or excuse me, 2-1 is one of those was called a strike. Next one from Petticord, that'll be ruled strike 2 taken as Petticord evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes here tonight. On a nice Friday night, pretty clear. It's a little chilly out as Petticord deals one low. Good spot there from Petticord, but it's going to be ruled a ball low. And in the first batter of play tonight here for Piedmont, we've got a full count, and the payoff pitch from Petticord is outside and low. And that'll be a leadoff walk to open things up here tonight, as that'll send Wes Snyder, senior from Statham, Georgia, down first base line as the first base runner tonight. Duke Wadetsky will be the number 2 hole hitter tonight for Piedmont. Piedmont coming into this one 8-5. They are 5-1 in USA South play. So that'll be ball 1, just a bit low. They're 4-2 on the road, and no doubt Piedmont is going to be the toughest challenge that Peace has faced so far in this season. Strike 1 taken. Duke Wadetsky, a freshman from Marietta, Georgia. So the next pitch is going to be outside. Nice outside strike here for Petticord. And just like that, he gets himself on a nice 1 ball and 2 strike count. Next pitch to Wadetsky. This one outside. A check swing there by Wadetsky. And we're going to have a check down to the on-field umpire, and he'll rule it no swing, as that was a fairly easy call regardless. So that'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, as Wes Snyder will be the first base runner on at first base following the leadoff walk. This next pitch a bit outside. Full count here to Wadetsky, the 2-hole hitter for Piedmont, as the next pitch is going to be hit to the left side, and that's going to get through the hole. As now Snyder's going to come around second base quickly and make his way to third and get him there safely. Throw will go to the second base bag to Alex Seaton, as that ball gets scorched past Hunter Ward, the Pacers shortstop here tonight. And just like that, there's a runner 90 feet away here for Piedmont, as Wadetsky will stay right where he is at first base following the single. Petticord sets for pitch number 1 of the third at bat of the night, and that'll be a good start to the AB right there. Strike number 1 taken. This one a bit low and in. That'll be taken for ball number 1, so that'll even things up at a ball and a strike. No outs just yet. Men on the corners here for Piedmont. Wadetsky at first following his single on the left side, and Snyder at third base. as he was able to take 2 bags on that last single, as the next pitcher is going to get into the zone for strike number 2. And just like that, Pettycord 1 pitch away from getting out number 1, potentially more if they could double him off in the middle, as this one's flied on the left side, still in play. So that'll be Kyle Loki to call that off and make out number 1 of the night for the Pacers, as they come into this and try to improve their USA South record, currently 1-2 following their first conference series of the season last weekend against Greensboro down on the road. This is their first conference series at home, even though it's technically here at Ting Park. It's more of the alternate home of the Pacers. They usually play most of their home games out at the National Training Complex in Cary, as strike number 1 is taken. Now this one on the outside, that's strike number 2, so an 0-2 hole here for Jonathan Burkett, a senior infielder, a right-hander from Sanford, Florida, as Sam Pettycord tries to get 2 back-to-back outs here with men on the corners for Piedmont. Wadetsky on his way to second, throw goes down to second base, looks to be in time, and got him. Jake Norris opens things up and hoses the runner at second. Meanwhile, the strikeout made also prior to that, and so a double play. Strikeout from Sam Pettycord and a throw down to second base hoses Wadetsky at the bag from Jake Norris, the catcher for tonight for the Pacers. And a nice job from Pettycord to get out of an opening men on the corners, giving up 1 hit right there from Wadetsky. Man on third base does not score. No runs allowed right there. Top half of the first is in the books. To the bottom half of the first we go. Pacers coming up for their first time at bat when we come back on the Pacers Sports Network. Here we go for the bottom of the first inning. Pacers coming to the plate. It'll be Gavin Taylor to lead things off here tonight for the Pacers on offense. On the other side of the ball, the starting pitcher tonight here for Piedmont, number 38, Sam Carpenter, a senior left-hander, 6'2", 190 from Gainesville, Georgia. Also the son of former Major League pitcher Chris Carpenter. Sam Carpenter had a good amount of success against the Pacers last season, and he'll come in trying to do the same thing here tonight as he will face Gavin Taylor to get things leaded off here for the Pacers. And off we go in the bottom of the first. Wind up from Carpenter as Gavin Taylor squares to bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike called, as that'll get things started out at an 0-1 count. No outs, nobody on. It'll be Kyle Loki, the third baseman, on deck to be hitter number 2 for the Pacers tonight. Taylor takes another one on the outside corner, and just like that, Taylor in an 0-2 hole early as he tries to fight something off here against Carpenter. Carpenter one pitch away from recording his first out of the night. Next pitch, 0-2 pitch fouled off down the third base line. And the count will stay right where it is at no balls and 2 strikes. And Gavin Taylor, the right fielder for the Pacers, will stay alive here with nobody out and nobody on. Next pitch away and off the plate. And that'll be the first ball of the at-bat and of the night for the Pacers at the plate, as that'll put things at a 1-2 count. Still nobody out and nobody on. The only hit of the night from Wadetsky of Piedmont last inning. As that will be ruled a dead ball, I believe, as it looks like it hit the hand of Gavin Taylor or the wrist or something like that, and they'll be awarding him a bag as he stood in the plate just a little bit. Because a lot of times when that happens, they might say, oh, well, it hit the handle of the bat first before hitting the hand, but not the case there. And Gavin Taylor gets on by way of hit by pitch, and he'll be the first base runner of the night here for the Pacers. Still no score here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring in lefty Kyle Loki, the third baseman for the Pacers tonight, as he will try and make that hit by pitch, that opening hit by pitch, hurt here against Sam Carpenter, senior from Gainesville, Georgia, product of Gainesville High School there in his hometown. Tyshawn Barrett will be on the on-deck circle for the Pacers, the 3-hole hitter tonight. Loki squares to bunt, gets one down to the right side. A glove flip play from Carpenter. Nice play there. However, the sacrifice will be successful as Loki nearly beat it out. And that'll move Gavin Taylor down to second base in scoring position. He'll be the first runner in scoring position of the night for the Pacers as they try to strike first here in this one, as we still have no score, 1 out. And a man on in Gavin Taylor at second base here in the bottom half of the first from Ting Park here in Holly Springs. Pacers coming into this one with a 7-2 home record. However, here at Ting Park, where this is the first game of the season that they played out here, because typically they do play a handful of games or a couple games each season out where we are now, Ting Park, whenever the USA complex is not available. Pacers, even though they have a 7-2 home record this season, here at Ting Park overall in the program history, they are 4-2. Most notable series out here was a 3-0 sweep back in 2018 against rival Ferrum. Probably the most notable of games out here at Ting Park for the Pacers, as ball 1 is going to be outside and high for Tyshawn Barrett. So he swings through and chops this one away, and that'll be strike number 1. That'll even things up at a ball and a strike. 1 out, Gavin Taylor in scoring position at second base. Still no score in the bottom half of the first. Carpenter sets and deals a breaking ball or a cutter of some type, and this one breaks away from Barrett, and that'll break off of the plate as well, as that will put the count in Barrett's favor at 2 balls and a strike. Still 1 man out and 1 man on here for the Pacers, as the next pitch is a little high, as now the count way in favor of Barrett, the transfer in from Pitt Community College this season and one of the Pacers' top bats, no doubt. So look to make something happen right here with a nice hitter's 3-1 count. Next pitch, it's going to be fouled over the Piedmont dugout, and that'll be out of play, and that'll take the count to full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carpenter sets. Second baseman comes in, gives a quick check at Gavin Taylor. Next pitch will be fouled right here in front of the plate, off to the right side, and we'll do this thing again. Count still at 3-2. Still 1 man out. Still Gavin Taylor at second base in scoring position. Next pitch, Carpenter, a breaking ball. It's a weak line drive to shortstop. And the force out made at second to get Taylor. A nice double play there. And that will end the inning, as it looked like the Pacers had a little something brewing there with 1 out. But a double play will snap that right where it stands, and that'll end the first inning here from Ting Park. It'll be Sam Petticord to come back out onto the mound for the Pacers when we come back for the top half of the second, right here on the Pacers Sports Network. Back at it here from Ting Park, as the first pitch from Petticord will be ruled strike number 1 taken. So next pitch will be a little outside, ruled ball number 1. This one a little bit outside, so now that'll make things 2 balls and a strike. Still no score here from Ting Park between the Pacers and Piedmont, as ball 3 is a bit outside, as Petticord is living away here in this opening AB of the second inning, as he'll go through his windup, and this one will find the zone, and that'll be strike number 2. As DH Whitmer tries to get something going right here for Piedmont to lead things off in the top of the second, but it'll be a strikeout looking. Good job there from Petticord, as he'll get the opening out of the second inning. Carter Ballstat will be the next hitter here for Piedmont, as he takes strike number 1 looking, the same as the last hitter did for his first strike of the AB. That ended in a strikeout looking. This is a breaking ball in by Petticord, as that'll be strike number 2, and a quick 0-2 count here for Ballstat, both of them taking, as Petticord, typically a fast rhythm pitcher, and he is in that rhythm right now, and now that's going to be a hit by pitch, and that'll put Ballstat on here with 1 out. So that'll bring Connor Jelly to the plate. Jelly, the third baseman here tonight for Piedmont. Also the 7-hole hitter, as he'll hit with Ballstat on first following the hit by pitch and 1 out. As he takes strike number 1, a nice solid fastball from Petticord. Next one is going to be a little off the plate, as that was a fastball taken. And that'll even things up at a ball and a strike. 1 out and a man on. Ballstat on first following the hit by pitch from Petticord. Next AB, Ballstat on the way to second. Throw not in time from Norris, not that time at least, as Norris hosed the runner trying to steal for the third and last out of last inning, but does not get him here. So now Ballstat will move up to second in scoring position. One ball and 2 strikes here for Jelly. So Petticord will come set. Quick glance to Ballstat, and now a sharp fastball, but a little too far off the outside half of the plate. And that'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes here for Jelly. Quick glance out to Ballstat, and now one poked up the middle. Jelly will find first base easily. Ballstat will move up to third, 90 feet away from scoring. And those runners will stay right where they are on the corners at first and third here with 1 out. Following the 1 out single right up the middle, as that'll bring up Cameron Jackson, junior catcher from Noonan, Georgia. As he will try and right the wrong, as Piedmont ended their inning last inning following a double play, which was a strikeout and a thrown out man at second base trying to steal, which was ruled as they left men on first and third. So the first pitch will be in there. A good 2-seam here from Petticord, as that'll be strike number 1, 0-1, here with 1 out and men at the corners. Next one a bit low, so that'll even the count here at a ball and a strike. Next pitch a bit in, so that'll now put things in favor of Jackson here. 2 balls and a strike and a good hitter's count. As likely here with just 1 out, he'll be looking to put something in play and try and score that run from third. Ballstat at third, Jelly at first following his 1 out single. As this will be a breaking ball, good movement there to fall off the table. Now that'll be a 2-2 count here for Jackson. Petticord deals, and this one's going to be sliced foul over the Pacer dugout, and the count will stay where it is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Good job, Petticord, as he gets out number 2 right there, as that one just fell off the table. Following the strikeout, it'll be Harrison Trawick to get things going here with 2 outs and men at the corners yet again for Piedmont. They ended last inning leaving 2 men on the corners. And we'll see if they can come through right here. Top half of the second, still no score. Only 2 hits so far for Piedmont. 1 this inning, 1 last inning. So this one's going to be off the outside corner, and it's going to be ruled strike number 1 as Petticord beginning to pick up a little bit of a rhythm. He had a good rhythm to open the inning, and then he had a hit by pitch and a single, as now he's finding that rhythm once again. Jelly on the way to second. Pitch cut off by Seaton. Throw to the plate, not in time. Tag missed by Norris. And there's your first run of the game as Ballstat will score there on the steal. Cutoff play from Seton, throw to the plate not in time, as Piedmont takes an opening 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. Jelly will stay where he is at second base, still in scoring position. And now Trawick will hit with a 1-1 count. 2 outs now here for Pettycourt as he takes a glance at Jelly, deals a breaking ball, check swing, check out to the field umpire, and the call will stand, no swing. And now that'll advance the count in Trawick's favor at 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs and a man in scoring position. Jelly out at second base following the steal. Pettycourt deals a nice breaking ball, a little bit of a cut action there on that pitch, moving to the outside of the plate, is now Trawick hitting with a 2-2 count. Payoff pitch, this one fouled straight back, as we'll do it over again. Count will stay right where it is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs and a man on second here for Piedmont. Next pitch low and away. This one into the dirt, or into the turf, I should say, as Ting Park is known as just being an artificial turf field. As now that'll advance the count in 3-2, and now this one fouled, or that's into foul territory, still in play on the right side. It'll be Taylor to come over, does not make the play, and it'll just be a long strike as the count will stay right where it is at 3-2. Next pitch from Pettycourt, this one outside into the dirt, and that will be a 2-out walk, as that'll send Trawick down to first base. Jelly will stay where he is at second base in scoring position. So 2 men on, 2 men out, as that'll bring Wes Snyder up to the plate, leadoff hitter here for Piedmont, as they lead it in the top of the second, 1-0, 2 hits for him so far. First pitch of the AB, outside, catches enough for the low outside corner, and Pettycourt gets ahead there, 0-1. Pettycourt sets, takes a look at Jelly. Jelly gets a big secondary. This one fouled into the net above that Piedmont dugout. And now Pettycourt just 1 pitch away from getting out of this top half of the second. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on. Jelly at second. Trawick at first following his walk, and now a pick move and a fake throw by Pettycourt out to Jelly at second. So he'll just get back to the bag easily. Snyder, a senior from Statham, Georgia, looking to make something happen here with 2 men on as he takes one close, but not quite close enough, as that'll be ruled ball number 1 of the AB. 1-2 count, a ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on here for Piedmont as they lead it 1-0 in the second. Pettycourt deals a nice breaking ball on the outside half, and there is out number 3. So a hit, a couple of walks. That 1 run made its way across the plate. Ballstat, who scored it for Piedmont following the steal, the cut play from Seton not in time as the run crosses the plate, and that'll be the opening run of the day by either side. Piedmont leads at 1-0 heading to the bottom of the second. Pacers coming to bat for a second time tonight right here on the Pacer Sports Network. It'll be shortstop Hunter Ward to get things going here in the bottom of the second for the Pacers. Sam Carpenter back out on the mound as the starter here tonight for Piedmont. Carpenter 1-1 so far this season as a starter, working with a 0.67 ERA. So he'll go through his windup and deal the first pitch of the AB and of the inning down into the dirt for ball number Ward to down into the dirt here to shortstop Hunter Ward of your Pacers. Next one, a fastball outside, a little tailing action, and that'll be strike number one, evening things up at a ball and a strike. Nobody out and nobody on. Piedmont leads at 1-0 here in the bottom half of the second, getting that one run in the last half. As this next pitch will be swung through and missed by Ward, getting things to a 1-2 count in favor of Carpenter. So now Hunter Ward will call a quick timeout in the box and step back in. Next pitch from Carpenter. This one, a little bit of a sinking action, and that's going to drop into the dirt and even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one fouled and sliced back, and that'll be on the side of Piedmont's dugout, and that'll make things 2-2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count will stay right where it is, as Hunter Ward will try and fight to stay alive here as the Pacer leadoff man here in the bottom of the second. Next pitch to Ward. This one skied out in foul territory on the right side, and it looks to be out of play. As we'll do it again here with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carpenter 14 pitches so far through 1 inning of work. Next pitch to Ward. This one well off and away. So that'll take the count to full. Good plate discipline here by Hunter Ward to battle and work things out to a full count here as the opening hitter for the Pacers in inning number 2, bottom half. As this one skied out into shallow outfield, maybe not even. It's on the outskirts of the infield, as it'll be the second baseman, Wadetsky, to put this one away over there far near the first base side, and that'll be out number 1 of the bottom half of the second. So that'll bring up Tate Proctor. Proctor, the DH here tonight, and the 5-hole hitter. Carpenter threw his windup, and the first pitch is going to have some sinking action as Proctor swings through and misses for strike number 1 here, following the flyout by Ward. As Carpenter builds himself a nice rhythm here in the second inning. Now this one's going to be taken for strike number 2, as now Proctor finds himself in a quick 0-2 hole. First strike swung through and missed. Second one taken. As pitch number 3 is on its way. This one low into the turf, and that'll be ruled ball number 1. 1-2 count here with 1 out, nobody on. Now this one skied into the infield, as it looks like Carpenter will call this one off and just take it himself. And that'll be out number 2 here for Piedmont, developing a nice rhythm here in the bottom half of the second. That'll bring Logan Barber to the plate. First pitch of the AB to Barber. It's going to drop in there off the table as strike number 1 taken. So that'll start things off 0-1 here with 2 outs following 2 back-to-back pop-outs here for the Pacers. Next pitch to Barber in there for strike number 2. A bit of a change-up action on that. And just like that, another 0-2 hole here for a Pacer hitter. As Logan Barber will try and fight to keep the inning alive here for the Pacers. This one off the plate just a bit. It'll be ball number 1. Barber 2 for 4 in the loss to Guilford just a few days ago. 1 run scored there for Barber as well. Also stole 2 bags in that contest as well. Good game there clearly for Barber as he tries to get things going here as the Pacers trail 1-0, bottom half of the second. 1-2 pitch. And swung on and missed as Carpenter has an absolute doozy of an inning. Just moving right through the Pacer lineup yet again. And through 2 innings, Piedmont leads it 1-0 as Petticourt will head back out to get things going for the Pacers in the top half of the third. You're listening to the Pacers Sports Network. Duke Wadetsky, freshman right-hander here for Piedmont, will get things started in the top half of the third here out at Ting Park as Petticourt deals a pitch, and this one swung on first pitch and drilled out to Nate Holt. So he'll just have to move out to the left just a bit for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out there for Petticourt as he'll sit down Wadetsky. Wadetsky 1 of the 2 hits so far here for Piedmont. His was that one in the first inning as Piedmont leads through 2 innings of play, or 2 1/3 inning of play, I should say here, 1-0, as that'll bring the lefty Shelley to the plate. First pitch to the 3-hole hitter and the left fielder here for Piedmont, a bit outside. Ball number 1, 1-0 count, 1 out. Petticourt, a little bit of an off-speed pitch, looked good, but the umpire disagrees with me, and so that'll be ruled ball number 2 here, 2-0. Petticourt threw his windup again, as this one will be into the shins and ankle region, as Shealy was able to dance out of the way of what would have been another hit by pitch. Second one of the night. As Petticourt will come back and deal a nice strike right here and get himself on the board in this AB in the strike column. 3-1, next pitch. This now looks like the umpire called time. This one inside and low, but good spot as Petticourt's able to catch that lower inner half of the plate. And now that'll be a full count, 3-2 with 1 out and nobody on. This one low and away. And that will be a one-out walk. That'll send Sheely down the first base line. As Burkett, the first baseman, right-hander for Piedmont, will hit with one out and a man on here in the top half of the third. Piedmont leading it 1-0. Piedmont searching for their third hit of the night. Breaking ball, outer half, good pitch there from Petticord as he gets ahead. 0-1 count with a man on. And another strike taken as Petticord builds a little bit of rhythm here with one out and a man on following the walk. Now this one hit the other way right into the hole. And that'll be a nice one-out single as that'll move Sheely up to second base and in scoring position. And Burkett has himself a nice one-out single as he'll be at first base. As now the DH and the 5-hole hitter Whitmer, left-hander, will hit with one out and two men on. Man in scoring position, Sheely, out there at second base following the single. This one chopped to the right side softly. Petticord fields it, goes in for the tag as Whitmore just turns to go the other way back towards the plate, and he will get tagged out there, and that'll be out number 2. So that'll just work like a sacrifice bunt, moving two men now in scoring position. Sheely at third, Burkett at second. Is now Ballstat. The other one of those two are now 3 hits. The second of those 3 hits last inning here for Piedmont as he drills a line drive out to Seaton. Seaton fields, gets a throw to first. Almost a little off the bag, but Tyshawn Barrett, good stretch there as that will record out number 3. As so disaster avoided right there. No runs given up by Petticord with a man on second and third. And now as we head to the bottom of the third, Pacers still trail, but just by 1. 1-0 Piedmont as we head to the bottom of the third. You're listening to the Pacer Sports Network. Second baseman Alex Seaton, and guy who recorded the third and final out of the last half of this inning. We'll get things leaded off here in the bottom half of the third. Piedmont on top 1-0. Pacers looking to try and get into the hit column as Seaton squares to bunt. This one up the first base line. Seaton slides in, and that'll be a bunt for a hit. And that'll be a strong start to the inning here for the Pacer Bats, as now they finally do get in that hit column here in the bottom of the third by way of a nice bunt from Alex Seaton, the second baseman. So now that'll bring up catcher lefty Jake Norris. So he'll hit with nobody out and a man on following the leadoff bunt for a hit. First pitch to Norris. As he squares to bunt, he'll pull back, as this pitch will be a bit off the plate and into the turf. So now the Pacers have their first hit in the hit column, and now they will try and get a run into that run column. Is now a pick move from the lefty Carpenter. So now Seaton will just get back easily. This one bunted as well to the right side, and Norris has himself a bunt for a hit. Catcher Jake Norris with hit number 2 of the night, both of them being by bunt plays. Alex Seaton with the first, and Norris with one right there. Is now Seaton in scoring position at second base, Norris at first, and that'll bring the speedy center fielder, senior Nate Holt, to the plate for his first trip up to the plate tonight for the Pacers, as he'll hit with nobody out and 2 men on. As the Pacers have a little bit of life in them and some energy here as we start the bottom half of the third. Piedmont on top 1-0, but Peace looking to get something going here and have an answer to that here quickly. So now catcher Jackson for Piedmont will jog down to Carpenter and have a quick word. So now Holt will step back in the box. Carpenter sets, 2 men on, nobody out, and now a timeout in the box taken by the umpire. Carpenter sets. So now he'll step off the rubber. Seaton out at second base in scoring position. No throw, just a step-off move. So now Holt will square up to bunt. A throw down to second base, and Seaton is canned. Nice throw there from Jackson. Nate Holt steps back into the box here with a ball and a strike following the pickoff move from the catcher for a successful out number 1, as Alex Seaton gets thrown out at second base, and now a pickoff move towards Jake Norris at first base. He will slide back in safely. Both teams in the dugout getting fired up this inning, as Carpenter deals a breaking ball, doesn't quite finish it. So that'll be ball number 2 here for Nate Holt, hitting in a nice hitter's count with 1 out. Still a man on. Jake Norris out at first base following his bunt for a hit. This one low and in, and now Holt in complete control of the AB. 3 balls, no strikes. Pacer leadoff hitter Gavin Taylor in the on-deck circle, and he would be next, assuming the Pacers could avoid getting into a double play right here, ending the inning. Next pitch to Holt, so that'll be in there taken for strike number 1. 3-1 count now to Holt. So now Carpenter will step off the mound, have his catcher go through the signs just one more time before the next pitch to Holt. Carpenter sets, takes a glance at Norris on first base, deals, and now this one's sent out to center field. As Ballstat will take care of that easily. He'll go to first base with the throw, as Jake Norris will get back easily in time. And now that'll be out number 2 here for the Pacers. Gavin Taylor, leadoff hitter for the Pacers tonight. As he'll get things going here yet again. 0 for 1 so far for Taylor. Pacers, both of their hits of the game coming in this inning. Both of them bunts for hits back-to-back to lead off the inning. So now another pickoff move over to Norris, who was the second of those back-to-back bunt for hits. So Norris gets back in time. 2 outs and a man on. Gavin Taylor will try and keep things alive here in the bottom of the third. Pacers trailing 1-0 as now it'll be the Piedmont catcher Jackson to call a quick time in the box and have his coach, Coach Scaly of Piedmont, to go through the signs yet again. Carpenter sets and comes to the plate. Taylor, good spot there from Carpenter, a good pitcher's pitch, so to speak, as that'll be strike number 1, a bit low in the zone. Next pitch to Taylor, a breaking ball low as well. 2 back-to-back low in the zone and 2 back-to-back low called for strikes, as now Taylor finds himself in an 0-2 hole here with 2 outs and Jake Norris on first base. Bottom half of the third. Now another pickoff move out to Norris at first. Norris gets back in easily. Three-hole hitter Tyshawn Barrett and first baseman for the Pacers would be next if Taylor could extend the inning right here. Pacers with 2 outs against them so far, a man on first as Carpenter sets and deals, and this one's a high and away fastball, taking good eye there from Taylor. So now it'll be the first ball of the at-bat, 1-2. And good eye there from Taylor, and he'll take one low and into the turf. So that'll even things up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good plate discipline here from Taylor to work his way back even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 2s across the board here for the Pacers. And a man on first base, the bottom half of the third from Ting Park. Carpenter sets. Norris on his way to second, and that'll be strike 3 called. As the first 2 strikes called against Taylor, that AB, were a bit low, and that one there appeared to be a bit higher in the zone than the first 2, and that'll be called strike number 3 and out number 3, and that'll end the third inning. Pacers 2 hits there, 2 bunt for hits, and now we'll head to the top half of the fourth. Score still what it was already. Piedmont on top, 1-0. You're listening to the Pacers Sports Network. To the top of the fourth we go here from Ting Park out in Holly Springs, usually the home of the Holly Springs Salamanders, summer collegiate team in the Coastal Plains League in the summertime, but here for today and for usually a couple games each season, it is the temporary home of your Pacers. They trail here in the fourth inning, 1-0. It'll be Sam Petticord back out on the mound as he deals strike number one on the outside half, fastball. Petticord through 3 innings of work. He's given up 1 run, only 3 hits. He's faced 15 batters. So now this one's going to be a bit low and away for ball number 1. All 3 of those runs, the only run that he's given up, it was earned. So now that's going to be another pitch low and away for a ball near the same spot as the last. As Petticord goes through his windup, this one's sent out to Nate Holt at center field, and the speedy Nate Holt will have no trouble there, and there's out number 1. First pitch a bit low and away here to the lefty catcher Jackson. So now this one will be fouled away, so leaving the count at a ball and a strike. Pitch number 54 here for Petticord coming up. Big swing and a miss there, and now Petticord in control of the AB. A ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. Following the fly out to Nate Holt at center field, this one will be low and away into the turf. And this one will be way out of the zone, as that'll take the count to full. Here, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 man out, nobody on here for Piedmont. Top half of the fourth, they lead at 1-0, as this one will be sliced over the Pacer dugout and out of play, as the count stays right where it is at 3-2. This one's sent in the air to the right side, well gone. Catcher Cameron Jackson, Jr., 6'1", 200 pounds from Noonan, Georgia, makes it a 2-0 ball game with a solo shot to the right field corner, just over the Firehouse Subs banner out there in right field. And now with 1 out, Pacers trail 2-0 here in the top of the fourth. Petticord will follow that up with a nice pitch for a swing and a miss to Harrison Trawick. Piedmont shortstop sends one into right field. Deep fly ball, and there's back-to-back homers for Piedmont. Same identical spot. Piedmont on top now, 3-0. In the top of the fourth, back-to-back bombs. First one from the catcher Jackson out to the right field corner. Shortstop right-hander Trawick sends an Oppo Taco out to the same exact spot in the right field corner, as the Pacers now trail 3-0. Still 1 man out. And that'll take us back to the top of the Piedmont lineup. Wes Snyder, as he'll foul this one to the right side and out of play. No balls and a strike here following the back-to-back bombs. Nice breaking ball there from Petticord. And just like that, following 2 home runs in a row, he gets into a nice groove and gets an 0-2 hole. This one will be fouled off. Count will stay where it is at 0-2. Here for Snyder. This one in the dirt. Good mix there from Petticord. That'll be ball number 1. 1-2 count. Nobody on. A man out. Piedmont on top here in the top of the 4th. 3-0. And now this one will be behind Snyder, evening things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Petticord threw his windup. And nice pitch there on the outside corner, low. And that's going to be a called 3rd strike on Snyder. 2 outs now for the Pacers. First out came with the leadoff hit out to Nate Holt, where he caught that nice little shot out there. No trouble. And now out number 2 will be a strikeout looking against Wes Snyder, the senior from Statham, Georgia. So now that'll bring Wadetsky to the plate. Wadetsky 1 for 2 so far here tonight. He'll take strike number 1 looking. Now this one's swinging, strike number 2. Another quick 0-2 count here for Petticord. Now this one will be chopped over to the Pacer dugout. Now to play, the count will stay where it is at 0-2. Next pitch, as it looked good, a bit high, but it looked to be in the zone. And it'll be called ball number 1, 1-2 count, 2 outs, nobody on. As Petticord, following the back-to-back home runs, looking pretty good and building a nice rhythm here, is now this one into the dirt, 2-2. Petticord threw his windup, and now that'll be Wadetsky just wearing that one. Another dead ball. That'll be 2 hit by pitch tonight. So now Coach Duty, Chris Duty, head coach of the Pacers, will have a quick word with the umpire. Catcher Jake Norris will have a quick word with Petticord out near the mound. Following the dead ball, 2 outs, a man on. So now Coach Dylan Finks, pitching coach for the Pacers, will come out real quick. Not sure if we'll have a pitching change, but regardless, we'll take a short break here on the Pacers Sports Network. A man on first, 2 outs. 3-0, 2 runs scored in this inning by Piedmont. We'll take a short break right here on the Pacers Sports Network. So Petticord will stay out on the mound just a bit longer. See if he can work through this jam. 2 back-to-back home runs, solo shots this inning is where those 2 runs came from that are on the board here for this 4th inning, the top half of the 4th. 2 men out, a man on first following the dead ball is now the first pitch from Petticord of the AB to Tyler Sheely is going to be low and away for ball number 1. Sam Petticord named last week's USA South Pitcher of the Week following the 11-0 shutout win over Mary Washington, where he did go the distance just a week or so ago, or last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, I should say. Petticord already off to a nice start this season, and then he'll see if he can work through this jam right here. So now he is down 2-0, 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs and a man on following the hit by pitch. Tyler Sheely at the plate, left-hander, is now, he'll take a nice strike low, 3 balls and a strike here for Petticord. Now this one's going to be taken to the right field gap. Holt in pursuit. It's going to be over the head of Holt, 1 hop off the wall. As 1 man will score, another coming around to third. As Sheely has an RBI 2-out triple, and that'll put Piedmont on top 4-0. Three runs now scored here for Piedmont this inning. Is now pitching coach Dylan Finks of your Pacers will come out and have a quick word, as that could likely be it here for Petticord here in the top of the 4th. As it looks like it will be Austin Skipper coming in from the bullpen to take his place. We'll take a short break. Austin Skipper coming up. It'll be Austin Skipper out of the Pacer bullpen first here tonight, as his first pitch is going to be grounded to Ward at shortstop. Throw from Ward low, but nice job by Barrett to pick it out over there at first base, and that'll be out number 3. 1 pitch, 1 out there for junior right-hander Austin Skipper from Wilmington, North Carolina, as he gets the Pacers out of a 3-run jam right there. 3 runs scored here for Piedmont, 2 of those on solo home runs out to the right field corner, and the other one from a 2-out triple into the right field gap. That's going to do it for the top of the fourth. To the bottom of the fourth we go. Pacers coming up to bat when we return on the Pacers Sports Network. Kyle Loki will be the first batter up this inning, bottom half of the fourth. Pacer third baseman here tonight, left-hander at the plate. Following the 3-run top half of the fourth for Piedmont, two solo shots and an RBI triple. That's how they got those 3 runs and those 2 home runs. The second one of those 2 home runs, a really good example of how well the ball carries at this ballpark, because it really appeared to be just a deep fly ball. But most of the time, if you hit what looks to be a deep fly ball, it has a good chance of going over, and that is exactly what happened right there. So the first pitch to Loki is going to be in for strike number 1. Second one swung and missed from Loki. So Loki is in a quick 0-2 hole. The Pacer third baseman, 2-hole hitter here tonight, leadoff hitter this inning in the bottom half of the fourth. This one in the dirt low. Good eye by Loki. So now he'll get a ball up on the board. 1-2 the count. Nobody out, nobody on here for the Pacers. Next pitch to Loki is going to be a fastball high. Good job by Loki here to work the count back even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one fouled straight back. Count will stay where it is at 2-2. Pitch was a little bit up and in, and Loki just fights this one off. And now swung and missed as Carpenter picks right back up where he left off in the last couple of innings there on the mound for Piedmont, as he'll get Loki swinging right here for out number 1 here in the bottom half of the fourth. Piedmont on top 4-0. And here comes 3-hole hitter Tyshawn Barrett, first baseman for the Pacers. Very windy here tonight for sure, as all 3 of the flags out there in the right field gap blowing strong out towards the road, out in right field, ironically enough, where those two back-to-back homers went out last half of the inning for Piedmont. So a strong wind, no less, as the first pitch is going to be a ball to Barrett. Second one, big swing and a miss by Barrett, as he looked to make a big connection right there as he comes up empty, a ball and a strike. Even count, 1 out and nobody on, following the swinging strikeout of Kyle Loki, as Carpenter will get his sign as Barrett will call timeout in the box. Good pitch here from Carpenter, a bit in, but definitely in the zone, as Barrett will take this one for strike two. 1-2 count here for Tyshawn Barrett. Barrett, a transfer in this season from Pitt Community College, product of Greenville, North Carolina. So he'll take ball number 2 to even the count here at 2-2. Good plate discipline here for the first baseman, Barrett. Next pitch, a breaker. This one swung on and missed. 2 back-to-back strikeouts here for Carpenter, and there's 2 quick outs. So now that'll be shortstop Hunter Ward coming up for the third hitter of the inning here for the Pacers in the bottom half of the fourth, still trailing 4-0. First pitch inside and looked like it might have caught the corner, but the umpire will squeeze the zone there, so it'll be ball 1 as Hunter Ward will get ahead here in the count. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here for the Pacers. Carpenter comes through the windup and gives a strike low. A nice low spot there. 1-1 count, even here for the shortstop Hunter Ward of your Pacers. Next pitch to Ward, a changeup with a good sinking action into the turf, and that'll be ruled ball number 2. 2-1 count. Now this one drilled to left field, and that's going to get down, as that'll be hit number 3 of the night here for the Pacers. That'll be the first actual swinging hit, because the first 2 hits they got last inning were both bunts for hits, as this will be hit number 3 and the first one coming from an actual swing off the bat. Tate Proctor, the DH, will come up next for the Pacers and try and build on that nice single out to left field for Hunter Ward, the Pacers shortstop. Now an off-speed pitch will just float right into the zone as Carpenter gets ahead here 0-1. Now this will be Ward to get caught out in the middle on a pickoff move. Is now an easy tag out near second base. Will be out number 3 here tonight, as Ward just must have gotten crossed up there on the left-handed pickoff move. So through 4 innings, Piedmont leads at 4-0. Back out to the 5th we go. Austin Skipper, the relief pitcher from the Pacer bullpen, will likely continue work out there when we come back for the top half of the 5th right here on the Pacer Sports Network. Back at it here in the top half of the fifth from Ting Park in Holly Springs. Pacers trail 4-0 here as Austin Skipper will retake the mound as he was able to come out of the Pacer bullpen at the end of last inning and get a one-pitch out for out number 3 of the inning. He'll deal a fastball high for ball number 1. So the second pitch will be chopped foul. James Whitmer will be the hitter here, a left-hander, the DH here tonight as well for Piedmont. He's their 5-hole hitter and leadoff hitter here tonight in the top half of the fifth. Next pitch low and away for a ball. Now this one's going to be a solid ground ball out to Seaton, right side, and a routine throw will get Whitmer, and that'll be out number 1 here for the Pacers in the top half of the fifth. Carter Bolstat will gear it up here again at the plate for Piedmont as he'll take strike number 1 on the outside half. Bolstat scored 1 of those 4 runs here for Piedmont. So he'll take this one outside for ball number 1, evening the count at 1 apiece. Now this one will be skied in foul territory and likely out of play, as that'll be a long strike number 2 here against Bolstat. Skipper, a junior right-hander, standing about 6'2". He's from Wilmington, North Carolina, and a product of Hanover High School out there in the Wilmington area. So he deals a breaking ball into the dirt, swung on and missed. Norris keeps it in front and gets a routine throw to Barrett at first base, and there's a nice out number 2. So 2 solid outs and 2 clean outs here for the Pacers as they have a nice solid start to the top half of the fifth. Connor Jelly will be up next here with 2 outs and nobody on for Piedmont. He'll take the first pitch low and away for a ball. 1-0 count. Two-0 count here for Jelly with 2 outs and nobody on. Pitch number 3 of the at-bat, a check swing, but way too far on the swing path, and that's going to be strike number 1. Count still in favor of Jelly with 2 balls and a strike. Skipper entering this game with 4 appearances so far. He entering this game, not counting the inning that he's thrown in this one. He's thrown exactly 11 innings, and 3 of those 4 appearances were relief appearances. The second appearance of those 4 was actually a start against Hampden-Sydney, where the Pacers were able to get a win 5-3. So far, 15 strikeouts for Skipper entering this game as he will deal a walk right there with 2 outs. That'll be the first runner on of the inning for Piedmont, is now lefty catcher Jackson will head up to the plate, as Jackson was home run number 1 of the back-to-back homers in the last inning. Both of those homers going out over the right field wall, where the wind is blowing very strong here tonight. Although the homer that Jackson hit was probably the one of the 2 as he fouls this one down the first base line. That was probably the one of the 2 homers that was gone regardless. I mean, because it was just an absolute shot. Charwick, on the other hand, his was more of a deep fly that no doubt the wind caught some of the end of that and helped carry that one out in a ballpark where the ball already carries very well. So now this will be strike number 2, 1-2 count here against Jackson as Skipper is a pitch away from getting out of this one, and a breaking ball in the outer half does it, as Skipper is able to get Jackson looking, and that will end the top half of the fifth. Piedmont still on top 4-0. Pacers coming to the plate when we come back right here on the Pacer Sports Network. Welcome back to the Pacer Sports Network out here at Ting Park in Holly Springs, where the Pacers will come up to bat in the bottom half of the fifth. Pacers trail 4-0 to the Piedmont Pride in here in Game 1 of a 3-game USA South Conference set, the second one of the Pacers season, first one at home, as Sam Carpenter absolutely, for the most part, having his way with this Pacer lineup, very similarly to what he did in last year's matchup. He pitched Game 1 in that matchup as well, and he pretty much did the same thing up until the last inning or so, where the Pacers would eventually knock him out. Pacers would lose a close game in that one, as Carpenter deals the first strike of the AB. As in last year's matchup, Carpenter was able to go 7 innings, giving up 8 hits, 5 runs, all 5 of those earned. He did get 8 strikeouts as well. So now this one will be chopped foul. That'll be strike number 2 here for the DH Tate Proctor. Carpenter threw the windup. The 1-2 pitch fouled beyond the Pacer dugout on the left-hand side. As Proctor will stay alive right there. The count will stay right where it is at a ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out and nobody on. Here for the Pacer DH and this inning's leadoff hitter for the Pacers. Now this one's a routine ground ball. Hit out to shortstop, throw across the field well in time, as Trawick puts this one away for out number 1 out there at shortstop. Logan Barber will come up to the plate now for the Pacers, hitter number 2 of this inning, the left fielder for the Pacers here tonight, looking to get something going similarly to what he did last game in a loss to Guilford, where he was able to go 2 for 4. So now he will take a fastball outside for a strike, 0-1. Second pitch to Barber in the turf, and that'll even the count at a ball and a strike. Next pitch to Barber on the outer half. A good two-seam action there from Carpenter as he'll get ahead here in the count. A ball and 2 strikes. Barber enters tonight's game with an exact .500 batting average. He's 21 for 42. 6 doubles and 3 triples so far on the season as well. He's got 14 RBIs, and he fouls this next pitch straight back in the direction of the Piedmont dugout. As the count stays where it is at a ball and 2 strikes, 1 man out, nobody on for the Pacers. Here as they trail 4-0 in the bottom half of the 5th. Second baseman Alex Seaton on deck for the Pacers as Carpenter prepares to go through his next windup, and he'll step off the rubber and get his sign yet again. Next pitch from Carpenter to Barber, and this one will be sliced out of the stadium on the right side. Out of play for a long strike number 2. Count will stay where it is. Ball and 2 strikes. Good check swing there from Barber. A check down to the field umpire down first base line. Confirms a check swing, as it did not appear that Barber crossed the plane of the plate. So now that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Time called in the box. Next pitch of the AB inside, and just like that, Barber has worked it back to a full count with 1 man out and nobody on. Looking to get some type of spark going here for the Pacers. As this one skied over to the right side, heading out of play, but it may stay in. And it will. It's going to drop in the right corner. Barber on his way to second. He's going to go to third. Throws cut off by the second baseman, and the second baseman will hold it as Barber has a nice 1-out triple and is 90 feet away from being run number 1 here tonight for the Pacers in inning number 5 with 1 man out. The left fielder Barber sends this one down the right, a high fly ball and deep down the right field line. It looked at first like it might be heading to foul territory, but it stayed in, as it looked like the right fielder just misplayed it as it drops in the right field corner. And Logan Barber able to get himself a nice stand-up triple with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th. Alex Seaton will take strike number 1, low and away. That being hit number 4 tonight for the Pacers, as this was taken for a ball by Seaton. 1 ball and a strike. 1 man out. 1's across the board here for the Pacers. Logan Barber 90 feet away in scoring position at third following the 1-out triple. And Carpenter will come set, and the umpire will call time in the box. Carpenter sets and deals. Seaton fouls this one straight back, Piedmont side. So now that'll be 2 strikes against the second baseman Seaton. The Barton College transfer in last season for the Pacers, as he mostly played probably the first half of the season as a shortstop last season and the last half at second. So now he hits with a ball and 2 strikes and a man in scoring position at third. Really close spot right there. Very surprised he didn't get rung up. But alas, he did not, and so now the count evens. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Seaton will likely just try and put something in play here. With that runner on third, as now he'll call time in the box. Seton could get something on the right. If he could keep it away from the corners for the most part and just kind of keep it up in the gaps in that zone, he could likely get Barber in from third as Seton fouls this one off of his foot, looks like. So he'll limp off and walk this one off. Count will stay where it is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now this one chopped down third base line, as we'll do it one more time. 2-2 still the count. Still one man out. Logan Barber at third. Pacers still trail 4-0, looking for their first run of the night. After just getting their first multiple base hit here tonight following Barber's triple, as this one skied in foul territory on the right side, and that'll be out of play. Carpenter sets, deals. This one fouled straight back. Nice battle brewing here between Pacers second baseman Alex Seton and Sam Carpenter, who's finally losing a bit of that rhythm that he started off really most of the first 4 innings with, other than that little span in either the second or the third inning it was where the Pacers got a couple back-to-back hits. Other than that, he's had a good rhythm until now, as Seton looks to drive this run in from third, and he'll call time yet again here in the box. Carpenter sets. Deals. Now this one sent out to left field. Barber should be able to tag. Left fielder makes the play. Barber on his way home. Throw comes in to second base, and the Pacers have their first run of the night. That'll bring catcher Jake Norris to the plate following the sac fly that gets the first run in of the night for the Pacers. That'll cut that lead down to 3. Here for Piedmont, 4-1 here in the bottom half of the 5th. Norris takes a good fastball outside corner for strike number 1. 2 outs here, nobody on for the Pacers following the RBI sac fly. Carpenter through the windup. Breaking ball skied over to shallow right field. And the right fielder, Snyder, the Piedmont leadoff hitter, will make out number 3. Pacers do a little damage here in the 5th inning. Get a run on the board, a couple more hits as well. Logan Barber, a nice stand-up triple. Alex Seton gets him in with a sac fly. And that'll take us to the end of inning number 5. To the top half of the 6th we go. Pacers looking to get back in this thing. They trail 4-1. You're listening to the Pacers Sports Network. Austin Skipper back out onto the mound as that one and only relief pitcher out of the Pacer bullpen. This will be his third inning of work. I mean, the first inning he came in, he had a one-pitch outing, but technically speaking, this is his third inning back out on the mound. As the first hitter he'll face for Piedmont will be Harrison Trawick, the second of those back-to-back home runs 2 innings ago. As this first pitch will be in there for strike number 1. Pacers making a little noise in the last inning. In their bottom half of the 5th, they scored a run following Logan Barber's stand-up triple and an Alex Seaton sac fly to get him in. So they finally break the board 4-1. Still trailing 3 here in the top of the 6th. So now Trawick sends a soft liner past shortstop Hunter Ward, and he has himself a leadoff single. That'll be hit number 7 here for Piedmont. Next pitch from Skipper as Trawick finds himself out in no man's land, but the throw from Norris not in time. As Trawick almost gets himself picked off there at first base. He does get back in time, still nobody out. Trawick at first base following his leadoff single. So now this will be bunted back to Skipper, and nobody there to cover first base. Everybody's safe. Trawick moves up to second base in scoring position. And leadoff man Snyder, who put the third and final out last time Piedmont was out in the field in the bottom half of the 5th. He has himself a nice bunt for a hit with nobody out here in the top half of the 6th. Skipper comes set. Now another square up for a bunt, this time from Wadetsky. Skipper fields, gets it to Seaton, the second baseman covering first base, as first baseman Tyshawn Barrett crashes in for the bunt. And that'll be out number 1. Now 2 men in scoring position here for Piedmont. Trawick at third. Snyder at second. And that'll bring left-hander and left fielder Sheely to the plate. Sheely 1 for 2 so far. He's got an RBI as well. He's been walked today as well as he takes ball number 1 right here from Austin Skipper to lead things off in this AB with a 1-0 count. Next pitch from Skipper, this one a little low, a little under the zone. And now 2-0 count in favor of Sheely as he finds himself in a nice hitter's count here with 2 men on. So likely look to do some damage here and put a few more runs up on the Piedmont score. So they currently lead at 4-1. This next pitch sliced foul up third base line out of play. Two balls and 1 strike now to Sheely, with 2 men in scoring position as he takes the next one, ball 3, off the zone, outside to the left-handed left fielder. He's already got 1 RBI tonight as he looks to add at least 1, maybe even 2. More to that right here. Next pitch is going to be high and taken for ball 4. As now the bases loaded here for Piedmont with 1 man out. Ideally, in this situation, if you can't just get the strikeout, you're looking to get something put on the ground so you can get a quick double play and get yourself out of the inning. At least if you're in Austin Skipper's shoes right now as he throws ball number 1. A little up and away is now next pitch low and away, and now 2-0 count here for first baseman and 4-hole hitter for Piedmont, Burkett. Now a nice low off-speed pitch. And that'll get Skipper in the strike column, this AB. Count still in favor of Burkett. 2 balls and a strike, 1 man out. Bases loaded here for Piedmont. Next pitch in the turf for ball number 3 as Burkett finds himself in a very good position. And now a nice low strike from Skipper as he comes right back. And that'll put the count at full, 3-2. As this would be a big out number 2 if Skipper could get it. Maybe even a double play if he can get something on the ground right here. This one on the ground at third base, but it gets through past Loki. 1 run will score. The next guy will hold at third. As now Piedmont takes a 5-1 lead. One out single with bases loaded for Jonathan Burkett. Piedmont 4-hole hitter and Piedmont first baseman out in the field. As now everybody will stay where they were with bases still loaded. Nobody put out right there. 1 out and now 1 strike as Skipper gets ahead of the next AB, 0-1. Next pitch low. It's going to be chopped to Seaton at second. 1 out made at second base. Throw to first base, not in time. And now another run scores for Piedmont as they go up 6-1. Good job there from Skipper to get the ground ball out to second base, but unfortunately it just wasn't hit hard enough. Even playing on turf like this where the ball on the ground tends to travel a bit quicker, it was almost like it was just hit off the knob and just didn't have enough behind it for a quick bang bang double play, but they were able to get the force out at second. Is now with 2 outs. We have men on the corners here for Piedmont at first and third. First pitch will be a breaking ball from Skipper for a strike. Next pitch going to be low and away for strike number 2. As Carter Ballstat finds himself in a quick 0-2 hole with 2 outs and a man on third and first. Sheely at third, Whitmer at first. And now this one gets away from Norris at the plate, and that'll easily be another run. As Norris not even able to get a throw up to Skipper covering the plate. So now Whitmer will move up to second base in scoring position. And Sheely will score from third on the pass ball. So now this will be the second 3-run inning that Piedmont has had so far in our 6 innings of play. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. 1-2 count still here for Skipper as he deals the next pitch. It's going to be chopped up the middle, shortstop side. Hunter Ward fields it. Throw. Not in time, the umpire says. It looked like he beat him by a step, but the umpire calls him safe at first base, and now Piedmont back with men at the corners. Next man up will be third baseman Jelly for Piedmont. Here with Ballstat at first. Following the infield single. Whitmer moving up to third on that infield single as the next pitch is going to be ruled strike number 1. First pitch was ball 1. Even count here at 1-1, 2 outs, and men at the corners here for Piedmont. Next pitch into the turf short. And that'll be ball number 2, putting the count in favor of Jelly here with 2 balls and a strike. Pacers trailing 7-1 here in the top of the 6th. Next pitch to Jelly, fly to the right side, and that'll be Gavin Taylor out there. Shouldn't have any trouble, and he makes the catch. and makes out number 3. But meanwhile, Piedmont strings along their second 3-run inning of the game. They've scored 1 run in the second inning, and then 3 runs in both the 4th and the 6th. As now to the bottom of the 6th we go. Pacers coming back up to the plate with their work cut out for them for sure. You're listening to the Pacers Sports Network. "72 pitches through 5 innings of work here for Piedmont starting pitcher Sam Carpenter, as he'll take the mound here for the bottom half of inning number 6 out here at Ting Park in Holly Springs, where the Pacers trail 7-1 here in Game 1 of a 3-game set with Piedmont. Pacers with a 9-4 record so far, 1-2 so far in USA South play, as they look to even that record at 2-2 here tonight. So far, they find themselves on the wrong side of that, as Nate Holt will lead things off. The senior center fielder for the Pacers squares for a bunt, pulls back. It'll be a strike called anyway, as Carpenter gets ahead 0-1. Next pitch low, a bit too low, and then leaving the count at 1-1. This one's skied to the right side in foul territory, as it just gets out of play down the right field line. And that'll be strike number 2 here on Nate Holt. Holt, a senior from Sanford, North Carolina, product of Grace Christian High School. He spent all 4 of his years here with the Pacers. So now he faces a 1-2 count. Carpenter through the windup, a breaking ball. This one chopped to the third base side. Fielded in a routine throw made by Jelly. So there's out number 1. And that'll take us back to the top of the Pacer lineup. Gavin Taylor, right fielder for the Pacers, will bring it up to the box yet again. Be a breaking ball right there for the first pitch of the AB to Taylor. That'll drop in for strike number 1. Now a nice shot by Taylor into the left field gap. However, that'll run out of gas out there in front of the track, and that'll be caught by Shealy out there for out number 2. Taylor caught good barrel on that one, and it just ran out of gas out there in the gap. So that'll now bring Kyle Loki up to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on here for Peace. Now a nice soft liner out to left field, and that will get down for a 2-out single here for third baseman Kyle Loki. As Loki now 1 for 2 on the night. He's got a sac bunt, a strikeout, and now a 2-out single here in the bottom half of the 6th as the Pacers try to claw back in, trailing 7-1. Tyshawn Barrett, first baseman for the Pacers, will now take to the plate with Kyle Loki on first following the single. Pitch number 79 for Carpenter coming up. A fastball skied to the right side, heading near foul territory and out of play for a loud strike number 1 here against Barrett. 0-1, 2 outs with Loki on first. Barrett 0 for 2 so far tonight with a strikeout. He's got a fly out as well. Carpenter sets, and now a pick over to first base. Loki will get back in standing. Carpenter will just keep the Pacer third baseman close over there at first base. Now a swing and a miss over an off-speed pitch that was low. And now Barrett in a quick 0-2 hole with 2 outs and Loki on first. Pacers trailing 7-1 here through 6 innings. Next pitch to Barrett, well high and away, almost as if it was a pitch out. And that'll take the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pacers with 5 hits so far here tonight is now another pick over to first base. Loki will get back in standing yet again. Second pickoff here of this sequence with Tyshawn Barrett. Carpenter sets, goes to the plate with it, and Barrett swings over another breaking ball. Drop third strike swinging, but throw down by Jackson to first base will be well in time. As Barrett swings through what looked like to be some type of changeup or an off-speed pitch, and that will take us to the end of inning number 6. 1 hit there for the Pacers, no runs. They still trail 7-1. To the top of the 7th we go right here on the Pacers Sports Network. Cameron Jackson, the catcher, left-hander, will lead things off here at the plate for Piedmont, top half of the 7th. Austin Padgett will be the new pitcher on the mound here for the Pacers as he deals a strike number one here, or excuse me, a ball number one. It was very close, but it looks like it was called a ball. Next pitch, similar spot. This one will be called for strike number one. That'll even things up at a ball and a strike. Jackson, solo shot out to the right field corner back in the 4th inning, one of two that were back-to-back. So he was the first one of those two, this one in the turf. That'll be ball number 2, 2-1 count here in favor of Jackson. Padgett with his second appearance, or this one tonight being his second appearance of the year, as he got 1 inning in last game in the loss to Guilford. So now he will come set for the 2-2 pitch. He deals. So now this one's sharply hit on the ground down first base line. Barrett slides to get it, but it'll be just fouls. We'll do it again at 2-2. Two pitch is high, a fastball, and so that'll take the count full at 3-2. Nobody out, nobody on here for Piedmont in the top half of the 7th. They lead it 7-1. They have 10 hits. Pacers have 5. No errors here tonight so far by either side, as Padgett gets a nice strikeout swinging there as Jackson goes down on strikes for the first hitter here of the inning for Piedmont. First out of the inning here for the Pacers. So now that'll bring Trawick to the plate, as he was the second of those back-to-back bombs back in the 4th inning. Padgett sets and deals a breaking ball for ball number 1 inside, 1-0 count here to Trawick. This one skied on the right side. Foul territory heading out of play, as it'll get out of play down past the Piedmont dugout for strike number 1. 1-1 count here with 1 out and nobody on. This one a fastball high, and that'll advance the count to 2-1. 2 balls and a strike in Trawick's favor. Here with a nice hitter's count, nobody aboard on the base pass here for Piedmont. Top half of the 7th. Next pitch from Padgett. Line down third base line. It'll get past a lunging Loki, as now Trawick will head to second base and he'll have himself a stand-up 1-out double here in the top half of the 7th. Loki lunged over down the line, but couldn't quite get there. And that will bring up leadoff hitter for Piedmont, Wes Snyder. So now Jake Norris, catcher for the Pacers, will come have a quick word with Padgett on the mound, as Piedmont looks to add to that 6-run lead. They lead 7-1. And now have yet another runner in scoring position out at second base. Trawick after the 1-out stand-up double. First pitch to Snyder. Ball number 1. It was a close one, but a ball nonetheless. This one a bit low and in. That'll be rolled ball number 2. Snyder comes into this game here tonight with a .243 overall average. Going 9 for 37. He's scored 11 runs. He's driven in 7. 2 doubles, no triples, no homers here for the leadoff hitter for Piedmont as he drives one on the ground the other way. That'll move Trawick to third. Seaton will get the put out, and that'll be out number 2. Meanwhile, another runner 90 feet away in scoring position here for Piedmont is Duke Wadetsky. The first hit of the night for Piedmont will head up to the plate for another sequence. Wadetsky 1 for 2. He scored a run himself. One of those 7 runs here for Piedmont. First pitch of the AB, low and away. And that'll be ball number 1. 7 pitches so far here for Paget. Next one away as well, and so that'll be ball 2 of the AB. 2-0 count with 2 outs. A man on third here for Piedmont. Top half of the 7th. They lead 7-1 over your Pacers. As Paget gets his sign and comes set. Now a breaking ball drops just under the zone. Now a 3-0 count. Paget the second pitcher out of the Pacer bullpen here tonight. Austin Skipper was the first, following starter Sam Petticord, who got things started on the bump for the Pacers here tonight, exiting in the 4th inning. So now that'll be a strike here from Paget, and now a 3-1 count here for Wadetsky. Wadetsky, right-handed second baseman for Piedmont, the 2-hole hitter. Paget sets and deals this one into the dirt and away. And that'll be a 2-out walk. So now men at the corners for Piedmont. That'll bring Sheely up to the plate again. He's 1 for 2 as well. He's scored a run as well. He's walked twice as well. He's driven in a run as well. He's done a little bit of everything here tonight. The 3-hole hitter and the left fielder here for Piedmont, left-hander at the plate. So now he'll hit with men at the corners following the 2-out walk. As Paget comes set. Now this one's going to be chopped out towards Seaton at second base. Fields and throws, and that'll do it here for the top half of the 7th. No runs allowed there for Paget. Good job out of the pen after a few men got on there for Piedmont. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Pacers coming up to bat. They trail 6, 7-1. You're listening to the Pacers Sports Network. Hunter Ward will lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th for the Pacers. Sam Carpenter back out on the mound. Starter for Piedmont here tonight. He's gotten 83 pitches so far through 6 innings of work. And now pitch number 1 from Carpenter of the 7th inning will be low and away for a ball. Pitch number 2 to Ward, away, but it will catch the outer half this time. There is a little bit of movement out in the Piedmont bullpen as Carpenter might see if he can go the distance, but not 100% sure on that, as we get a leadoff single from shortstop Hunter Ward as the Pacers get things started off on the right note, and the note that they're going to have to keep going if they're looking to get back into this. They trail 7-1. Hunter Ward, the Pacers shortstop, with a nice leadoff single out to center field. And now it'll be Tate Proctor, the DH, to try and follow that up. And now a pickoff move from the left-handed Carpenter over to Ward at first base. He'll slide in, or dive in, and get back safely. Carpenter sets again. And now another pickoff move. And Ward will slide in yet again, 2 times in a row. Now this time Carpenter goes to the plate. Proctor will take a breaking ball for strike number 1. 0-1 count, nobody out, 1 man on, following the leadoff single by Hunter Ward. Swung on and missed, a fastball up in the zone. And that'll be strike number 2, 0-2 count here for Tate Proctor. Proctor, a .250 batting average entering this game. As he's 9 for 36 on the season. He's scored 7 times himself this season. He's driven in 4 runs. He's got a double and 2 triples so far on the season. Proctor has started a total of 10 games so far for the Pacers. He sends one out to center field, but not quite enough behind it, as Ballstat takes care of that one for out number 1. Hunter Ward will stay right where he already was at first base. Following the flyout, Logan Barber up to the plate for batter number 3 of the inning here for the Pacers as they look to crawl back in, trailing 7-1. First pitch of the AB to Barber inside for ball number 1. Now this one roped to shortstop but caught. It's just a bang-bang play there. Trowick makes the catch. Good shot there from Barber. Just hits it right to the wrong spot. Nothing you can really do about that as a hitter other than just hope it goes where they're not next time, as that'll bring Alex Seaton to the plate, second baseman for the Pacers here with 2 outs and a man aboard in Hunter Ward at first base, following the line out from Logan Barber. Now another pickoff move, first one of this sequence, third one of the inning over at Hunter Ward to keep him close. He'll get back in standing this time. First 2 times he dove back in. Carpenter deals a fastball high, and that'll be ball number 1 taken here by Seaton. Now this one roped between short and third. This one will get through. Fielded by the left fielder, Shealy. He'll get it in quickly to the cutoff man, Trawick. And just like that, Alex Seaton has a nice 2-out single. Seaton now 2 for 2 on the night. Has an RBI as well. 2 men on here for the Pacers as Jake Norris, lefty catcher, will head up to the plate with 2 outs and 2 men on. Seaton at first, Ward out at second base in scoring position as he led off the inning with a nice single out to center field. First pitch taken by Norris for a strike, 0-1 count. Next pitch, driven to right field, just wide. As that would have definitely scored Ward. Center fielder Nate Holt in the on-deck circle would be next if Norris able to extend the inning. In an 0-2 hole currently as Carpenter comes set and deals this one away. Good spot, but just a bit off the plate, and that'll be ball number 1 to the AB. 1-2 count here to catcher Jake Norris. Two men on, 2 men out. Carpenter deals a breaking ball. This one's skied to the right side. Heading towards foul territory. It might stay in. It will, and it'll be caught by Snyder. Piedmont leadoff man and right fielder as he'll take care of that one for out number 3. A little bit of life there for the Pacers, but still nothing in the run column to show for it. They still trail 7-1. Carpenter has made it through 7 innings, the exact number of innings he made it through the last time we did this last season at this time in Game 1. To the top of the 8th we go. Pacers trail 6, 7-1. Jonathan Burkett will be the leadoff man here for Piedmont in the top half of the 8th from Ting Park in Holly Springs here for Game 1 of a 3-game series with your William Peace Pacers trailing currently 7-1. One of those runs coming in the second, the other two 3-run innings, for Piedmont coming in the 4th inning and the 6th inning. Is now to begin the 8th inning. Padgett gets ahead here with a strike in his 2nd inning of work out of the Pacer bullpen. A good first inning of work last inning. getting out of that inning with no runs allowed as this next pitch in the dirt for a ball. 12 hits so far for Piedmont. William Peace with 7. 1-1 count here for Burkett. Burkett, the Piedmont first baseman, skies one in the infield. Alex Seaton will make the play for a nice clean out number 1 here in the top half of the 8th. So now Coach Dylan Finks will head out towards the mound. As that could be it for Padgett. As I can see the umpire signaling out to the bullpen. So a new pitcher coming in for the Pacers. And we'll be right back on the Pacers Sports Network. Pacers trailing 7-1 as we take a short break. Thanks for joining us right here on the Pacers Sports Network. Jay Montgomery, sophomore lefty, will be the new arm out on the bump here for the Pacers out of their bullpen. This will be relief pitcher number 3 out of that Pacer bullpen here tonight, following Austin Skipper being number 1 of those. Austin Padgett, number 2, who did a great job through about an inning and a third. And now we've got Jay Montgomery, a left-hander from Henderson, North Carolina, a transfer in this season from Barton College. He'll deal pitch number 1, a fastball up in the zone for a strike swinging. And that'll be strike 1 of the AB. 0-1 count here with 1 out and nobody on here for Piedmont, where they lead 7-1. Top half of the 8th. This one also up in the zone, a little higher and a little off the plate. That'll be ball 1, evening things up at 1-1. This pitch swung on and missed by Norman. Zach Norman will be the pinch hitter here for Piedmont, a junior outfielder from Woodstock, Georgia, product of Kings Academy. So he's now got a 1-2 count. And the first batter that Jay Montgomery will face of the night. This next pitch out and away for 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes even. This pitch skied behind the backstop, but it may come back in. And it will not. It'll just go out of play. Count will stay right where it is at 2 apiece. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out and nobody on here for Piedmont. Next pitch from Montgomery, a breaking ball almost, as it was right there. But it'll be ruled ball number 3, as that definitely got a few disagreements from the crowd and the Pacer dugout as well. Full count pitch will be fouled straight back, and the count will stay right where it is as we do it again, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And now this one low in the turf, and that'll be an opening walk here for Montgomery, and his first batter faced out of the bullpen here for the Pacers. That'll put a man on first, and it looks like now a pinch runner. So now it'll be Zach Swindle, a senior outfielder from Sharpsburg, Georgia. He'll come in and be the pinch runner in place of Zach Norman, who just got the walk right there. That'll be Ballstack at the plate, center fielder for Piedmont. Montgomery sets and deals. This one gets by Norris as Ballstack squared to bunt, but he pulls back in time, so it'll be ball number 1. Meanwhile, Swindle will move up to second base. Ballstack looked at it as if he was going to square to bunt. He pulls back and takes a big hack and swings right through. So now even at a ball and a strike, 1 out as well. 1's across the board right here. A Swindle at second base in scoring position following the pass ball. This one's skied out to shallow right field. Gavin Taylor coming in for it. So he has to drift back a little bit. As it was a little deeper than he expected, but he makes the catch nonetheless. Meanwhile, Swindle will tag at second base and move up to third, now 90 feet away in scoring position, and the Pacers get their second out of the inning. It's now Jelly, the third baseman, will head up to the box. 7-hole hitter here for Piedmont as they lead it 7-1. Top half of the 8th, 2 outs, a man on third. And now this one gets by Norris, and there's run number 8. Zach Swindle, who goes into pinch run for Zach Norman at first base following his walk. First batter of the inning that Montgomery faces out of the Peace bullpen. Swindle finds his way all the way around and scores run number 8 here for Piedmont. Top half of the 8th, still 2 outs, nobody on. This pitch taken for strike number 1. Next one in there for strike number 2, a breaking ball, so now a 1-2 count. As Jelly down to his last strike and Piedmont down to their last strike of the inning. Another breaking ball, similar spot but a bit off the plate, as Montgomery didn't quite finish that pitch as well as he did the previous one. And that'll even things up at 2-2 with 2 outs and no one on for Piedmont. Another breaking ball, very similar spot to where the second strike was called. This one does not get called a strike. It'll be ball number 3. And now a full count Montgomery. And that'll be a 2-out walk. That'll send Jelly down the first base line. Meanwhile, Jackson will head up to the box, and pitching coach Dylan Finks of your Pacers will head out to the mound. We'll take a short break as it looks like we've got a pitching change here for the Pacers. Pacers trail 8-1. 1 run scored here this inning for Piedmont, and potentially more to come if they can extend the inning. We'll be back after this short break. You're listening to the Pacer Sports Network. Isaiah Ortega will be the next man up out of the Pacer bullpen following Jay Montgomery. Ortega has gotten about 2 2/3 innings of work coming into this game. He appeared in the win against Brevard, first series of the season. He appeared in the loss to Hampden-Sydney, the second series of the season. He appeared in the win at Greensboro last week, the one win of those 3 games, their only conference win of the season. And he also appeared against Guilford 2 nights ago, and he gets things started here in his 5th appearance with ball number 1. Ortega sets, and now runner on the move. Throw from Norris, close but not quite in time. Left-handed catcher Cameron Jackson at the plate. Jackson 1 for 4 here tonight. That one hit coming off of that 1-run bomb that he hit back in the 4th inning. That being his only RBI and his only run of the night. So he'll chop this one down the first base line foul. It's now Jelly, who just swiped second a couple pitches ago, will head back to second base following the foul ball. He's out there in scoring position here for Piedmont. Piedmont with 2 outs against them here in the top of the 8th. They have scored a run, so they lead it 8-1. 1-2 count here on Jackson. Ortega looking to get his first put out, maybe even strikeout of the night. And the first batter he'll face out of the Pacer bullpen. A few looks to Jelly. He'll come to the plate with it, a breaking ball, and that's going to be a little high. Didn't quite finish the snap on that breaking ball, as that'll even the count at 2 apiece, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ortega sets, one glance at Jelly, and now this one's skied high out to Nate Holt in center field, as Holt will put that one away, and that will put an end to the inning. 1 run scored there for Piedmont, as they now take an 8-1 lead. Pacers with 2 more at bats to try and make something happen here late, trailing 7 to the bottom half of the 8th when we come back on the Pacer Sports Network. Nate Holt will get things started here for the Pacers in the bottom half of the 8th, and he'll face the first relief pitcher out of the Piedmont bullpen. It'll be Kelton Kieschnick, freshman right-hander, 6'2", 170 from Lula, Georgia, as the first pitch will be a ball into the turf here to center fielder Nate Holt. Sam Carpenter, starter for Piedmont, done for the night after 7 innings of work, throwing about 97 pitches. ERA of the night, 1.29, giving up just that 1 run back in the 5th inning. It was earned by the Pacers, as now Nate Holt with a 2-0 count. Kieschnick, third pitch of the AB, outside, and Kieschnick is down in the count, 3-0. Nate Holt threatening for a leadoff walk. Now this one will be in there, middle away, and that'll be strike number 1 here to Nate Holt. And that'll get past the catcher, Jackson, as Nate Holt gets himself a quick leadoff walk, one of maybe even the only senior in the Pacer lineup. As now he'll get things started here, and he'll head down the first base line. That'll bring Gavin Taylor, Pacer leadoff man and right fielder, up to the plate, as he'll try to make that leadoff walk hurt here as the Pacers try and claw back in, trailing 8-1 here in the bottom half of the 8th. Nobody out just yet. First pitch to Taylor from Kieschnick on the outside, not enough, and that'll be ball number 1. Now this one driven by Taylor, and that'll get down out in left field, as he'll follow up the leadoff walk with a single, as Taylor gets his first hit of the night. Kyle Loki will get things going following Gavin Taylor's no-out single. It's now 2 men on here for the Pacers as they show a little life here in the early stages of inning number 8, or the bottom of inning number 8. This next one will be a bit high. Called a strike, as now that'll definitely get some oohs and ahs from the Pacers side of things, both the crowd and the dugout, as many could not believe that that was called a strike, as it was a bit up in the zone on Kyle Loki. Loki, the Pacer third baseman, 1 for 2 so far tonight, singling in his last AB. Loki steps back in the box, 0-1 count. Nobody out, 2 men on. Holt at second, led off the inning with a walk. Gavin Taylor followed it up with a single to left field. He's at first, and now a breaking ball swung out and missed by Loki, and he's in a quick 0-2 hole. Now this one just sliced and fought away in foul territory. The count will stay where it is at 0-2. Pitch number 8 for Kieschnick out of the Piedmont bullpen. The first man out of the Piedmont bullpen coming up here, as he'll deal a fastball low, as Loki will shoot one out to the right field gap, but not quite enough on it. A little too much air under it, and that'll be caught, and runners will stay where they are. And that'll bring Tyshawn Barrett up to the plate. Barrett 0 for 3 tonight, 2 strikeouts on him so far tonight as he tries to break through and get something going. It's now a quick little mound visit here for Piedmont. Still some action out in their bullpen. Doesn't look like this will be a pitching change, and it will not be a pitching change, as I thought I saw somebody heading towards the gate out there in the Piedmont bullpen. As Barrett will now step back into the box. 0-0 count. 1 out, 2 men on. Holt at second, Taylor at first, as the Pacers try and claw their way back in, trailing 8-1 in the bottom half of the 8th inning. They've got this and one more trip to the plate to try and get something going, as Barrett will take the first pitch low for a ball. 1-0 count. Next pitch, a breaking ball in the zone, and that'll even it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Now Barrett chops this one to the left side. Now it'll be caught. Now throw to the plate, not in time. Holt gets around and scores. Taylor will take third. So Barrett grounds out. As Trawick, the shortstop for Piedmont, makes the play at first. However, Nate Holt scores as Burkett does not get a throw to the plate in time. And so a good sacrifice there, essentially, from Tyshawn Barrett, as that'll be run number 2 to get across here tonight. The first one came back in the 5th inning for the Pacers, and now they get one here in the bottom half of the 8th. Now 2 outs. Potential run number 3, 90 feet away, and Gavin Taylor at third base. So now shortstop Hunter Ward will take strike number 1. Not pleased with the call. Pitch number 12 from Kirschnick. Coming up here for Hunter Ward here in an 0-1 count. 2 outs, man on third, Gavin Taylor. Next pitch to Ward. It'll be outside for strike number 2. And just like that, Ward finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Pacers trailing 8-2 here late, bottom of the 8th. Tate Proctor, the DH, would be next if Ward could extend the inning. Now Ward drills one to the left side, gets down in the corner, and Gavin Taylor will score. Ward on his way to second. Throw to the bag, not in time. And Hunter Ward will get in there with an RBI 2-out double to make it an 8-3 ball game. DH Tate Proctor now in. 5-hole hitter for the Pacers following the RBI double. First inning tonight that the Pacers have scored multiple runs, only scoring that 1 run in the 5th. So now they have 2 here in the 8th. First pitch, a changeup of some type, swung on and missed by Proctor. So a quick 0-1 count to start things off here for the Pacer DH. Hit number 8 that was for the Pacers. Next pitch, this one's skied in the infield. It'll still be in play, as it'll be the catcher Jackson to take control,
and he'll take control and take out number 3. And that'll do it for the 8th inning. Pacers drop 2 right there. It's now an 8-3 game as they have one more AB. Pacers with one more AB to try and get back into this one, but before that happens, they will take the field in the top half of the 9th. Whether it'll be a new pitcher or not complete. It will be Mitch Baddour here in the top of the 9th. We'll take a short break before that, though. Pacers trailing 8-3, top of the 9th. Here we come, right here on the Pacers Sports Network. Sophomore Mitch Baddour will be the next pitcher out of the Pacer bullpen to get things started here in the top of the 9th. Pacers trail by 5 after dropping 2 runs in that last half of the 8th inning. Score 8-3, still in favor of Piedmont. Harrison Trowick will take the first pitch for strike number 1 as Baddour will get ahead. Now this one will be skied in shallow right field. Seaton and Taylor both converge on it. Taylor will take control and make the play, and there's a quick out number 1 in 2 pitches here for Mitchell Baddour. Wes Snyder will be the second batter of the inning, and the second batter for Mitchell Baddour here in the 9th inning. First pitch of the AB wide for a ball. That'll get things off to a 1-0 count here with 1 out and nobody on. Here for Piedmont in the top half of the 9th. Now this one a bit low and away as Baddour gets the benefit of the doubt there from the umpire, and that'll even things up at 1-1, 1 ball and a strike. Third pitch of the AB outside. Nice spot there for Baddour, and he gets ahead here 1-2 on senior right-hander Wes Snyder. Snyder, the right fielder for Piedmont. Now this one a bit low and away. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And swung on and missed. Low and away pitch for Baddour. And he's got 2 back-to-back outs for so far a clean inning of defense here for the Pacers in the top of the 9th. It's now Duke Wadetsky, guy who got the first hit of the night here for Piedmont, is the last out here for Piedmont in the top half of the 9th. 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch taken, a breaking ball high and away. Pitch number 2 of the AB in there, low and away. Good spot there for Bador. He's been out there quite a bit this inning, and he's been mostly getting strikes out there as well, as he'll even the count at 1-1. This one outside as well, so now 1-2 count. Wadetsky down to his last strike with 2 outs and nobody on. Bador deals, breaking ball low and away into the turf, and Wadetsky does not bite on it. That'll even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one low and away as well. And now that'll take the count to full 3-2. 2 outs, no men on here for Piedmont as they try and extend this top half of the ninth. Bador deals. This one fouled back, and Wadetsky stays alive. Bador, next pitch, high and away, and that's a walk. Wadetsky walks, will make his way to first. That'll bring Sheely, the left fielder for Piedmont, up to the plate. The 3-hole hitter. As Piedmont is able to extend the inning, at least one more batter here with 2 outs and a man on first. This one low, but not in the zone as it was close and a good spot regardless there for Bador, but he'll get things going here with a 1-0 count. This one low and in to the lefty Sheely, and that'll be a 2-0 count. Bador deals pitch number 3 of the AB, this one high and in. Is now Sheely in full command, 3 balls and no strikes. Here with the man on first following Wadetsky's walk, just the previous AB. Piedmont looking to extend the inning, one more batter right here. As Bador deals, this is a strike right down the middle, taking us to a 3-1 count. Three-one pitch, skied to the right side, and that one will carry out to Taylor, and he'll make the catch and make the final out of the top half of the ninth. One walk there by Bador, no hits, no runs for Piedmont. Score stays right where it is at 8-3. Pacers trail 5 and will head to the bottom of the ninth and their last attempt at the plate and try and make something happen here tonight in Game 1 of this series with Piedmont. Game 2 and 3 also will be out here at Ting Park. But meanwhile, the Pacers will head to the plate right now as we head to the bottom of the ninth on the Pacer Sports Network. be the first hitter here in the bottom of the ninth as the Pacers have their last crack at it here to try and make something happen. Trailing 8-3. They scored 2 runs in the last inning. They scored the only other run they have in the 5th. It'll be Barber now, Seaton after, and Norris after that. First pitch to Barber. This one skied to the right side, heading towards foul territory, shallow right field. And play made by second baseman Wadetsky, and there is out number 1 after 1 pitch. Kieschnick, pitch number 19 right there. So now Alex Seaton will be the second hitter of the bottom of the ninth as the Pacers coming down to their final 2 outs here tonight. First one a bit off the plate from Kieschnick. It'll be ruled a ball, 1-0 count. Next one as well off the plate, this one low. Two-0 count here for Seaton. This one off the plate, but catches the corner. Still a 2-1 count in favor of Seaton. Seaton 2 for 2 tonight. Got an RBI as well. Now this one sent down third base line foul. As now it's an even 2-2 count. 1 out, nobody on here for the Pacers. Kieschnick looking to finish the deal here in the bottom of the ninth here for Piedmont, leading 8-3. Game 2 of this series at 2 o'clock tomorrow. And now Seaton skies this one to the left side in foul territory and out of play. As we'll do this again at 2-2. Two pitch, a bit high. Really close call there from Seaton. But regardless, it'll be a full count as Seaton gets the benefit of the doubt. Full count pitch. This one chopped towards the hole between short and third. And that's going to be an infield single for Seaton. He's 3 for 3 tonight as shortstop Trawick comes up with the play, but he's not able to get a throw off in time deep in the shortstop hole. As that'll bring hitter number 3 of the inning, Jake Norris, the lefty catcher for the Pacers, and he'll try to continue this little spark of offense started by Alex Seaton in his infield single here with 1 out. Seaton on first. First pick from Kieschnick to Norris in there on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Nate Holt would be next if Norris can extend the inning. This one inside to Norris, way too far in. That'll even the count at 1-1. Pitch number 3 of the AB, outside and high. And that'll put it at 2-1 in Norris's favor. Norris chops this one to the right side. First baseman Burkett fields it, gets the out at first. Seaton will move up in scoring position at second, and the Pacers are down to their final out here with Nate Holt Center fielder Nate Holt coming to the plate. Gavin Taylor on deck. As Holt takes an off-speed pitch, and that'll be in there for strike number 1. Another breaking ball to Holt, this one a bit high, and they'll leaving things up at 1-1. Alex Seaton, the runner, at second. In scoring position, Pacers trail 8-3 down to their final out here in the bottom of the 9th. Now this one chopped behind the plate. And now Pacers down to their final strike. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, and that will seal the deal. Kieschnick finishes it off here in the bottom of the 9th. Nate Holt goes down swinging, leaving Alex Seaton out there at second base, and Piedmont takes game 1 of this 3-game series with a final score of 8-3. Sam Carpenter will get the win as he went a total of 7 innings even. Game 2 of this series will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Game 3 will be at 2 o'clock as well. That one will be on Sunday. But tomorrow we've got another one out here at Ting Park, as the whole series will be out here in Holly Springs. And you can catch it right here on the Pacers Sports Network on the William Peace YouTube page. Piedmont takes Game 1 with a final of 8-3. Until tomorrow, goodbye from Holly Springs.